Hi, I'm Melanie, and thanks for tuning in for week 5 meals of my $21 per person per week grocery challenge. I thought the meals this week were really great, and I'm actually curious of what your feedback is on my meals. Not just in week 5, but in any of the previous weeks as well. Are these meals that you would regularly make? Does this seem like normal food to you, or is this a stretch? Am I making things that seem a little bit odd? I'm very curious. Anyways, stay tuned. Coming up is the video for the meals. If you like following along, I encourage you to, if you're new, go back and watch the previous videos. And if you're not new, stay tuned for upcoming weeks. Thanks so much, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. This is the beginning of some squash pancakes. Here's the batter. It's pretty heavy. We'll see how this turns out. Squash pancakes with bananas, butter, and syrup. Here is that pack of chicken that I bought way back in week 1, and tonight I'm going to use the breadcrumbs. I'm going to add a little bit of the taco seasoning that we have, and I'm going to make homemade shake and bake. Ready to go in the oven. I put half of that salad pack in the bowl, saving the other half. And I know it needs to be eaten up right away, but still hoping for another day or two to get out of that. I added in some of the English cucumber that we had here, some of the red pepper, a little teeny bit of the shredded cheese, and a couple of the cherry tomatoes that I had left over that had that survived before the big freeze outside. And this is the dressing, and it is called maple bourbon. Shake and bake chicken, dilled potato salad, and a garden salad with maple bourbon dressing. First Tuesday since we started the challenge that we were actually able to have Taco Tuesday. So that's fun for us. I love Taco Tuesday. We love tacos. The taco meat is here. It's just ground beef, onion, and taco seasoning. I was a little disappointed. I was actually thinking that inside of the box that the shells were going to be broken into 2 sleeves of 9. It's been a long time since I've gotten them like this, and so I'd forgotten. So I guess that means we're going to have tacos again soon, or they might go stale. For toppings, we are going to have one of the tomatoes from the garden that came into the house pre-frost, some of the iceberg lettuce that I got in my flash food box, still a little bit of that left, and still a little bit more in the fridge, salsa, a hot sauce, sour cream, and some of the Tex-Mex cheese. So just very happy to be having tacos on Taco Tuesday. It's a good day. We are done supper, and there's this much leftovers. So quite a lot of ground beef or taco mix and half the shells. I'm actually just going to pop this into the freezer. I'll put these in an airtight container, and we have enough for next Tuesday, for Taco Tuesday, without any new supplies. So here's another idea that I had. I took the ends of the white bread that was left, and I actually cut a fresh slice of the brown bread. I've got them diced in the little squares here, and no, it's not croutons. I'm hoping with some of the spices that I had with the summer savory that I got in this week's groceries, that I'm going to be able to make some type of a bread dressing to go with the roast chicken when we have it. We'll see. I'm always very appreciative when someone gifts me something. So I was gifted some corn. It was on the cob. We cooked it, stripped the corn off of the cob, and then popped it into a freezer bag. I am now going to use these ingredients here. So potatoes, onion, butter, and milk. And we are going to make corn chowder. Corn chowder, and we used some of the leftover hot dog buns, and we just spread them with garlic butter, so garlic toast, to go with the corn chowder. And this is just as easily made with creamed corn that you can buy on sale at the grocery store. Tonight we are going to have pizza. I used half of the deli pack of salami, pepperoni, and ham. So I used half of that. That's here, and I'm saving the other half. Hopefully we're going to have pizza again next week. Mushrooms, red peppers, the tomatoes from the garden, onions, spinach, and I have a little bit of bacon bits, and enough for tonight for supper and lunch for tomorrow. And pizza finished for tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow. Tonight we have wings, grilled cheese. There weren't tons of wings, so we have grilled cheese to go with it, and a little bit of the honey garlic sauce, a little bit of the teriyaki sauce, and a little bit of that hot sauce that we were gifted. Looking forward to this. It smells delicious. I'm going to attempt to make homemade stovetop stuffing. I have been drying the breadcrumbs out all week long, so they are nice and hard. And in the steamer, I have celery and onions and spices. Everything is stirred all together, and now I'm going to microwave it for 5 minutes. Looks good. Wow, this just looks so good. I'm going to do a close-up. Gravy, green beans, carrots, mashed potatoes, and stuffing and squash. It's been a while, but I am going to make some cheese. I got out my old cheese maker. So what you see in here is 1 cup of milk. I have already microwaved it for, it says 12 to 14 minutes. I did 13. This is the acid. I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon into here, mix, and then I'm going to put the lid on. It's going to rest on the counter for at least 30 minutes, and what that will do is the whey will separate from the curds, and then I will strain it out. So this has rested for about an hour, and now we are going to pour the separated whey and curds through this little strainer. Okay, let's check the cheese. It's been draining for several hours now, so you can see that it's at the bottom of the strainer. Looks great. And I'm going to flip it upside down and over onto a little container so you can see what it looks like. So this is the cheese and how it turned out. You can just see I've got it sitting on a little lid here. Turned out perfect. And this is the whey that I was able to save, so we'll definitely use that for something, cooking in something. All in all, huge success. Lunch today is a little bit of chicken off of the roasted chicken on wraps, the remainder of the salad kit, a little bit of cheese, mayo on this one, and the remainder of the cucumber. And for supper tonight, we have smoked cheddar sausages with sweet potato fries and broccoli. Here are my fridge items left over after week 5 meals. Let's get to it. Spinach, a couple mushrooms, some iceberg lettuce, onions, 3 sweet potatoes, a jalapeno, one of the last ones, a couple left from the garden, 1 avocado, 1 orange pepper left, 2 not in great shape leftover tomatoes from the garden, carrots, onions, garlic, 9 eggs, the leftover pizza pack. There's not quite a half of the can left of the pizza sauce. Here is all of my sauces, some of the dill left over, not very much left of cheese at all. Definitely will need to get cheese. Half of the cream cheese, some cheese slices left, my salsa. This is the dandelion jelly. Oh, I forgot to set out the syrup, bagels, bread, still a couple tortilla shells left. This is the cheese that I made, which turned out really good. I needed a soft cheese because my intent is I'm going to be making lasagna next week. Still a little bit more of that processed Parmesan cheese, and then lots of leftovers left. This is left over from our chicken meal, mashed potatoes, carrots, stuffing, 1/2 of the chicken left over. Gravy in here. Oh, I forgot about these. These are my squash seeds that we baked. Green beans, squash. Back there, that is the drippings, or the drippings from the little pork roast that I did. This is the whey from when I made the cheese. Oh yes, and over here, there's maybe like 2 tablespoons left of that butter. Still sour cream in there, and some of the garlic butter. So all in all, fridge items, really stocking up, lots of stuff. And I forgot the bacon. There's not tons left, maybe 1/4 of the bacon left in that container. Really accumulating a lot of stuff in the freezer. I keep having to reorganize it. Few of the chicken strips left. That is the haddock, some ground beef, sausages, hot dogs, more smokies back there. This is 1 pork chop cut up. This is out of the last bit of ground beef that I bought. I used some for the tacos, and these are 1/2 pounds here. This is the wet ingredients for Morning Glory muffins. These are freezer packs I did up for fajitas. The shrimp. This is the scrap bag for broth that I'm going to do, and we have had roast chicken, so I'm starting. There's going to be more to come into this, but that's chicken scraps and bones. Frozen veggies, we got broccoli, peas, beans. Back here is the stuff that I did up myself. Corn, some celery, some of the green onions, yellow beans. These are the 3/4 of the can of beans, so black beans and kidney beans. This is 1/2 of the pack of the curds, so we will still, and this is 1/2 of the gravy that I made, so we'll still be able to have poutines one night. This is 1/2 of the taco meat. We're going to have tacos again, Taco Tuesday again. And this is what's left of the broth that I made the first time I filled the scrap bag up, and some hamburger buns. All kinds of stuff. And here's my dry good pantry area. Lots of goldfish crackers left. Lots of spices here on the top, the honey. I've now got the oatmeal in this jar. This has in it the leftover taco shells, rice. We have nachos or tortilla chips. Still more spices down here, peanut butter in the back, brown sugar, the leftover noodles, olive oil, canned tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato paste, cream of mushroom soup, beef broth in the back, sloppy joe mix here. This is full of flour, and I have the bag set in a different area, still lots of flour. Spaghetti noodles on the bottom here. This is the lasagna noodles. Leftover macaroni here. These are the leftover little teeny potatoes. This is why this bag was marked down 50%. Well, it wasn't this bad. There was a rip in it, and our little dog likes paper. I came home one day and he'd ripped a whole bunch of little pieces, and the potatoes had rolled out of the bag. Apples left, and the pumpkin. All kinds of stuff. The pantry is really growing. And that concludes week 5. Thanks so much for watching. The meals this week I thought were really great. And I got a chuckle this week, and I'm going to share it with you. The other half has been really great about this whole challenge. I've got all of the food separated so that we both know what we can eat and what we can't. Because, of course, before I did the challenge, I had food in the house and I had stuff in my pantry. So I have a little area that I keep separate, and this is the food that we're eating. And in the freezer, I have one entire drawer, and that is the food that's for this challenge. And so I've said often you can have anything that we have for the challenge. You know, if you're hungry, your snacks, you know, have the leftovers, have anything. So you've probably watched in my other weeks at the finish when I show what groceries I have left over, and you might have seen that I have this little loaf pan apple crisp that I made, popped it in the freezer so that we could have it at a future date. I was reorganizing the freezer and I was handling it and I thought, geez, this feels weird. And the tinfoil was kind of crumpled on top, and I lifted it up. There was only approximately a third of the apple crisp left, and I took it out and I said, what happened to this? And the look I got was, I thought that I could eat anything that was in that drawer. I said, yep, absolutely, you could, but it wasn't cooked. So how did you eat it? So that was really funny to me. He'd been taking, you know, little bites out to have his snacks, heating it in the microwave, and didn't realize that it wasn't cooked. So that was a big chuckle that I got this week. You know, all fun and games when you're doing a challenge. I hope you like the videos enough that you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for week 6. I've already done the shop.